Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Jerry Cooey.
I'm Deborah Nelson.
And we trust by now that as you were laying by your stockings near the fireplace and the Christmas tree or whatever you have at your house to celebrate this celebration, I just had a very good holiday season and certainly enjoyed it, and I trust you did too. Did your dog get anything for Christmas?
He did. He got a bone. He got his usual.
Well, I have two dogs that live with me, and then my in-laws have two little dogs, and they visit regular. So my Christmas present to them every year is a new Santa Claus hat. And they just love that, and they play with it, and they nibble on it. And in about 365 days, it's time for a new one. So we furnish them with a new one. Well, ladies and gentlemen, of course, kind of the ongoing theme of our shows have been bring on the sunshine and bring it on hard for our citizens, not only in Santa Rosa County, in neighboring counties, but in the entire state.
As we've gotten into this, we found that the problem is not confined to our county or even to the Panhandle. It's a statewide problem.
Right. It absolutely is, ladies and gentlemen. And we're going to talk about some stuff that it kind of going on the state now. Deborah and I and several other citizens in our community, we have made I believe a strong effort to make sure that the sunshine laws are followed, up to and including going to the state attorney and all this kind of stuff. You will not believe how crazy this situation has gotten. And this is just me. When somebody gets mad at me for asking for something, there's only one thought I can have. They have something to hide.
Right.
And ladies and gentlemen, I was talking with Barbara Peterson. She is the front person for the First Amendment Foundation of the state of Florida. And if you have access to a computer, I would ask for you to go to the First Amendment Foundation, FAF.org. Look at their webpage, join in the fight. This is going to be a fight. But she told me a story today, Deborah, that just absolutely blew me away.
Yes.
An individual further down in the state made a information request, a Chapter 119, I'd like to see some records, and didn't get them, and made the request, and didn't get them, and made the request. The organization, the economic development organization that this person was trying to get the records from, took this person to court, and a judge put an injunction against this citizen.
Yeah.
And said that if you make any further request, you will have to put up a $10,000 retainer before you even ask the question.
That's unbelievable.
You know, and it's just a huge First Amendment issue here. Of course, Barbara tells me that they're definitely going to get involved in that, and quite confident that in appeal it'll be thrown away. But here's a citizen trying to do the right thing, who had to hire an attorney out of their pocket to go to court, gets a ruling such as this against them, and then has to pay the opposition's attorney fee. And ladies and gentlemen, this is where they get you at. You know, I've even had the Attorney General's office tell me, well, we'll just take it to court. Right. If you don't like what we're saying, take it to court. When you take it to court, ladies and gentlemen, if you lose, and let me assure you, they will run up a very large legal bill against you and send it to you, and then you have to hire another attorney to win an appeal. The appeals have been pretty successful, but you're gonna be in a mess for a few months. And this is a tool that they use to keep you, the citizen, out of what they consider to be their private business, although they're using your tax dollars to do whatever they want to do with them. And
well, we know that happened right here in this area when the attorney Sharon Barnett, who had sued the Maritime Park group, because they hadn't
Over.
allowed any public comment.
Right.
Their lawyers actually asked for sanctions, which means making her pay them, just because she had sued them.
Right.
And you know, apparently their position was you don't have the right to even sue them.
Yes, it's like, you know, are we in Russia?
Yeah.
Communist China? You're not, as a citizen, you're not allowed to question how your government operates.
Right.
And you know, and something that I told Barbara Peterson this morning, certainly I've had offers of attorneys to take some of this stuff to court. But I am determined, and this goes out to the Attorney General, Bill McCollum, and all of your little underlings that work for you. I am determined that the government that I pay for, that we pay for, is going to police the rest of the government. I'm not taking the government to court. The government that I already pay for is going to oversee what is going on in this state, and I'm going to stand on it, and I hope anybody that watches this program will join with us on
In other words, you're expecting them to do their job.
Yeah, you better believe I'm expecting them to do their job.
Well, I think the other thing that this sort of gives us a little indication of is the fact that this problem has spread into the judiciary, at least the local judiciary.
Well, it just, you know, of course, I'm the guy who has a copy of the Constitution in his back pocket. All right. If I had my way about it, today we would break every law that's on the books today and throw it all away. And let's start over at the Constitution again, because we have piggybacked, and well, this ruling means this, and this ruling, and from that ruling you get. It's ridiculous. We as citizens have the right of free speech. We have the right, the First Amendment, we have the right to peaceably assemble for a redress of grievances towards our government. And we've seen a lot of evidence, for goodness sakes, ladies and gentlemen, when the book comes out, you'll know what all has happened to me and some other citizens, but we've been worked over pretty hard over this whole thing. But that's okay. You know, the important thing is that we start getting the right answer. And I told Barbara this morning that the momentum is finally shifting. All right, you know, I get a call from Tampa, Florida. Hey, the economic development down here is killing me. What I need to do, and Century, Florida, and a lot of there's a lot of cross pollination going on now of citizens just like you and I, who have said enough is enough. It's our tax dollars. We're going to see what their tax dollars are going to do.
Well, and I think it's clear that these so-called economic development agencies, I think it's very clear that they were created in order to subvert government function and government tax money towards an entity that can then claim, well, we're private, so we're not responsible to the taxpayers, we're not transparent, we don't have to tell you where the money's going.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just clear that that's the purpose to begin with, that these organizations were stood up for, because they don't appear to be doing anything useful.
Except circulate money.
Please explain to me where all the jobs that they've quote unquote facilitated are.
We have one of the highest unemployment rates in the nation. We haven't expanded any manufacturing in the state of Florida for decades. Matter of fact, we've run manufacturing off. Any heavy industry because we want tourism.
Right.
Well, you know, I've said it before and I'll say it again. The possibility of my children making $7.25 an hour serving drinks for the rich snowbirds that come down here to visit is not much of a prospect for them.
Well, and the same ridiculous people who are in this economic development crowd, quote unquote, in this area, are the same people who want to shut the port down.
Right.
The Pensacola port, which is, you know, one of the few existing pieces of infrastructure that it's just there, just activate it, and you know, you're going to see jobs created.
Right.